The Chain Gang Sports Show with you once again, and today we want to talk about, well, youth sports. It's come a long way, and bigger than ever, it seems like. And if you played it, then you know. And if you haven't, we're going to give you some insight here on the Chain Gang Sports Show.
We want to give a big shout out to the U.S. News and Entertainment Network for producing this show. Please like, subscribe, and share to stay up to date.
Courtney, Tom, great to have you. I tell you what, one of the big subjects for a lot of people throughout the years have been youth sports and how it's come a long way from what it used to be. It was so simplistic, but now you look at the equipment, you look at the recruiting of players from neighborhood, it gets crazy.
Yeah, it does.
The experiences now, it's like a miniature version of college, the college sport.
No question. I mean, I played baseball in college. I got a scholarship. It was so different, you didn't go on the visits and all that, I jumped on a Greyhound bus with an Army duffel bag and my bat bag and headed down to Austin, Texas, not knowing anything. Ended up going to an all-African-American school, not knowing that either. Right. Didn't even know it was that. My uncle said, yeah, I'm down in Austin, come on down. And it's, now they have all the showcases and everything else. It's come so far.
And you've had a experience as a player and as a coach. So and an organizer, from what I've recalled, on previous
absolutely
shows.
Been on the board for two different types of sports, girls softball and football. So
certainly interesting to hear what you have to say over this next half hour. And then Courtney, you've played youth sports. I know we've talked about that.
Oh yeah, 10 years ago I played softball, first base.
Softball, and I think you said, was it some other sport you were? Kind of
cheerleader. Were you a cheerleader?
It was like a dancer more than a cheerleader.
Oh, that's the other thing that's come, different at college games. High school games. It's not only the cheerleaders; they bring in the dance team, comes in and does the things with the little pom poms.
Right.
I was a flyer because I was the smallest one.
Oh yeah.
A flyer is the one at you're the cherry on top there.
Yeah, that's it.
Of the
fly me in the air.
You got to be a brave person to do that.
Yeah.
Let me just say.
Yeah, no
I definitely
question.
wouldn't do it now, but
there's no question. The injuries that happened to a flyer. My twins were flyers, and because they were the tiniest little things, and they go up on top and they have to do those something where you grab your foot and put it over your head kind of thing. I don't know what it's called, but you're on top of 3, 4, 5 girls. Or being held up in the air, and you're literally 3 feet tall. It's scary.
You want to have a good foundation there.
Yeah,
truly. The strongest people there.
That's what they do. The bigger girls, right. The taller.
And you see the guys doing it too. Often you see that on social media. They're holding up, you know.
And it's a lot more with the guys. And if you go, like when my girls were in cheer, that you would go to, which, let me tell you something, which is no different and not as, it's just as competitive. I'm sure, Courtney, you know this. Their earrings have to match. Their hair has to.
Everything.
Everything has to match. The sneakers,
very meticulous.
Oh man, they get points off if somebody's earring fell out. It's crazy, but the competitive, in which the parents, which we'll talk about, they're crazy at every level, at every sport. Doesn't matter the sport, you'll always find that crazy parent is always there.
Oh yeah, it's like being in a motion picture directed by Michael Mann, he's known for being very meticulous, even with extras.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's the way you have to be these days. It's a very competitive nature, even in the cheerleading.
Oh yeah.
And the facilities now, you see that Buford High School in, I believe, Buford, Georgia. Millions of dollars spent on a high school stadium.
Yeah, they have
money that's out there.
It's crazy. They have what the what do they call that with the boosters that they have?
Boosters.
That's big in college. Now It's big in high school.
In high school.
Huge.
But even probably in youth sports somewhere out in Texas, I can imagine.
Yeah, Friday Night Lights.
Friday Night Lights
is a good, and I'll tell you what it was all about.
And in Florida, especially South Florida, and we were talking about Miami Northwestern, where I used to go to high school, down in Miami Central. Athletes from Florida are able to compete in warm weather. I feel a little more durable.
John, I can tell you this. When I coached football, we had the best of out of 8 years that I coached youth football in Illinois, in Chicago. 7 of the 8 years we came to Florida for the national championship. And you have to win. And that's what I love about Pop Warner. You have to win to get down there. You don't write a check like you do for the baseball Wood Bat World Series. You could just put a team on, write the check, and you're there. But you had to qualify. And every time we would come down, of the 7 of 8 years, I was only able to get one championship. And, I'm proud of it. But 6 of those years, we hit a Florida team in the first round and got annihilated. Annihilated.
It wasn't even close.
No, Florida athletes are just different. Look, like we talked about once before, if you go on a major college roster of a major college football team, Michigan, whatever, you will find that one of the top 5 players on that team in every state in every college D1 is from Florida.
From Florida,
100%.
Florida, Texas, California.
Yeah, they are, and Texas and California twice. Florida's not as big, but Florida puts out way more. Like you said, the competitive sports down here is a different level.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And I think you have to, you perform with this heat, but then the problem, as we see in the NFL with the Miami Dolphins, of course, then you go to a cold weather city and it's a little different for them.
Yeah.
But youth sports now, when you were playing, what were the parents like 10 years ago?
They were ecstatic.
They were ecstatic.
Yeah, you could tell they were cheering on the sidelines, yelling at us. We actually played Connecticut.
Connecticut. Oh. Well, the producer now, his ears are going to be wide open for any mention of.
Well, she was from Massachusetts, right?
Yeah.
Massachusetts. Oh,
so you were playing like other states?
Yeah.
Oh, so you were a competitive softball player.
Yeah,
you
were.
Go, girl.
That was like a travel league kind of thing, right? Travel around, playing different teams.
On the bus, yeah.
That's even more competitive.
Yeah.
I mean, down in South Florida, Corey League baseball.
Yeah.
You have American Legion.
Yeah.
That's what I've been used to.
Yeah, that's the same thing with me. Sandy Koufax, Mickey Mantle, that was the levels, Sandy Koufax. If you were playing Little League, if you made the Sandy Koufax team for your county, that was like you playing Sandy Koufax. The uniform was different. Everything was different about it. And it was, and Babe Ruth was like the final of the 3 that you played at, the 3 different levels as far as age goes. But the traveling that's now, these kids, a lot of these kids now don't even play high school sports because the exposure isn't as big at a high school game because a scout has to go to a high school game.
Right.
And he's going to see maybe 1 or 2 great players.
Mm-hmm.
But if he goes to a showcase, which is what they have a lot of now, these big showcases, and that's where all these parents bring their kids in for a showcase, and they run the 40, and they do all the drills and everything, and there's 50 to 100 college coaches there watching, so they're able to minimize their windshield time by being at a showcase as opposed to going to one game and seeing 1 or 2 guys, and that's where the big thing has changed. That's where it turned the corner. As far as going and scouting kids.
Yeah, they can assess the talent. There's more of it.
Bigger pool, yeah.
What is it, IMG Academy?
Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah, over in Orlando.
In Orlando?
Yeah, that's another program, man. I mean, and again, these parents are, when I was coaching football in Naperville, Illinois, was one of the top high schools in the country every year. And there were parents that would actually, when they were transferring, they would move to Naperville. They'd have to buy a house. And even if they could afford it or not afford it, they had to get their kid into the Naperville High School. Where here in Florida, which is crazy, what they do, they have, what do they call it, where they have like each school has a magnet program. That's the word they use. And it's hysterical the way they use it. A magnet program is where, like Palm Beach Gardens High School is the mecca for girls fast pitch softball. Palm Beach Gardens Gators, well, you'll find them in the top 5 of every country, and that's where the recruiters come to see softball. And they have accounting or finance. I'm sorry, finance is the major. And all these girls travel from Boca Raton, South Florida. I mean, as far down as Fort Lauderdale to go to Palm Beach Gardens. They take the train, and there's buses at the train waiting to take them, and they get on the bus at 4. I mean, the train at 4 in the morning to make it to school at 7, all for the softball.
I remember when Stephen Blake, who played with the Lakers among some other teams
Oh, yeah,
in
yeah.
the NBA, and Udonis Haslem, the Gator, who played for the Miami Heat
Yeah.
a long time. He played for many seasons.
Haslam
for the
is
Heat.
great. I love
Yeah,
Haslam.
and you'll see him, I believe, as part of a panel on,
Yes.
I think, NBA TV or
Yes.
Prime Video.
Yeah.
But when they were playing in high school, their father transferred them to Miami High, which is excellent. Shaky Rodriguez, I believe, was the coach back then. Now we're going back a good maybe 25 years ago now.
Right.
And then, of course, Blake went to the University of Maryland. But there was a lot of movement. Players, their families maintaining 2 addresses just so
Yeah.
that they could end up being enrolled in
100%. And
elite high school, whatever the sport they.
yeah, see, in New York, when I went to high school, it was, you went to, the bus came to where you lived. You know what I mean? And
Right.
Where you lived was the geographical area for the high school. That was it. Yeah, you didn't have any options to go anywhere else. I mean, there were neighboring high schools that were way better in baseball, and I would have rather have attended those, but, you go where you live. That's, your parents didn't. There's parents now that stay home just to take their kid back and forth to school. I had a girl that played softball for me down in Palm Beach Gardens. She traveled from Orlando just to play on our team because we were one of the top teams in the country, and they came to play. Did you ever travel that far, Courtney? Did you ever have to?
No, Connecticut was as far as we went.
Yeah.
That was a long ride.
Oh, it's still long.
on a bus.
Yeah.
And
Long enough.
here, the other thing is down in South Florida, I mean, these guys, they're jumping on school buses, or their parents are all carpooling to get to a game. When I was coaching up in Naperville, I was fortunate enough to live in this very affluent town, and we had Bluebird buses, and we showed up with these jerseys that were right out of the NFL. We were the Redskins, and our jerseys, our helmets, everything was, we looked the part. And we did the scouting, and we had fortunate enough to have guys that were CEOs for like Godiva Chocolates, and
Godiva Chocolates. Okay.
they helped fund. Anytime we went to Florida, it was paid for. So scary that youth sports was like that.
But it's a different world now, even in youth sports, and it seems like there's recruiting going on, even in the 7, 8-year-olds now. It's like
the Yankees signed that kid, that Jason Dominguez. He was 14 years old when they signed him to $1 million contract out of the Dominican, and they're doing that now. Who's the kid that just signed one of the basketball guys that does the NBA Today show? The big guy, not Swaggo, but Perk, Big Perk.
oh, okay,
Perkins.
Yeah.
His son is one
from
of
the
the top,
Celtics.
Yeah, his son is one of the top players, and he's a monster. I mean, he is a monster. He's like 6'4", and the other kids are like 5'5", and he's been already signed a letter of intent to Duke
They
at
anticipate
14 years old, 12 years old. Crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
And I've seen it when I was doing PA announcing for the Davie Broncos down in South Florida, the American Youth
We
Football
played the
League.
Davie Broncos.
Did you
Seriously,
play
out of
the
Chicago.
Davie Broncos?
We absolutely did.
It wasn't easy. You have 7 weight classes, so I would do 7 games. We would start around
Mighty Mites to the Pee Wee, the Mighty Mites to the midget.
Right.
That's right. Mighty
And,
Mites.
and
Yeah, I
those
did it.
midgets, boy, I tell you what, I would have my binoculars, and I would be trying to figure out whose number, because God forbid you were to give credit of a tackle to somebody that didn't make the
parent
tackle.
would come up. Yeah, they'd come up into the
Oh,
booth.
they'd be on you like bats in a cave. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
they'd be all over you. But the thing is, you can't see. They're so small. They tuck in the jerseys, so like half the
number's
number is
gone.
in
Yeah.
their pants.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
what are you gonna do?
That's the only level I never coached at, was the Mighty Mites.
The Mighty Mites,
because
the bantamweights.
Yeah, the Mighty Mites were the ones that they're just learning. They don't even know what football is. And you're teaching them the true fundamentals, which I didn't mind. You have to teach them the fundamentals all the way through. The proper tackling so they don't get hurt.
Right.
But that Mighty Mite, they don't even know what a 3-point stance is, and they're looking at the dandelions and running around picking dandelions. So it was it's a difficult.
It is funny.
Yeah.
They have no idea. They're just playing it just to be with their friends,
Yeah.
and just to have friends, and just to
Yeah.
that's what it's all about,
Yeah,
right?
I made a lot of friends playing.
Yeah.
You get
Yeah.
close.
And they become like family, and then you go to one another's house,
Afterwards, and the families become close. I mean, especially when you coach the same, like when I'd start with a kid and we'd start at junior peewee, you stay together for those, banging on the table. I could see the...
I thought it was thunder.
The knocking, that thunder.
We're hearing the thunder. We're going to call it...
Just checking to see if anybody's paying attention.
Big Thunder Tom.
I got to stop doing it.
Actually, we
Oh, there he is.
we know a guy, the Chrissy from the Ruckus Room that does a show.
Oh,
here.
yeah, the weightlifter.
Yeah, her son Matt.
Yeah, going to LSU.
Well, he's
Letter of
got the
intent,
letter of
anyway.
intent, yeah.
That's big stuff. That's big stuff, and he did it through weightlifting. Isn't as popular as obviously the baseball, basketball. Like
Right.
even basketball, you're not finding the best players. Like I told you, not at high school. They're playing AAU because AAU is the exposure.
Yeah.
That's where they're going to get the exposure because that's where all the kids are. That's a fact. Some of the high school teams lose the talent pool because they're playing AAU basketball, which is a shame because that rivalry of high schools, you miss that. And and that's where it's a shame. It's changed so dramatically.
But
But he got chosen right out of high school.
Yeah, I mean he's still in high school.
Well, he's still in high school.
Yeah, he's a
still in
senior.
high school.
Yeah, and she should be very proud of that because LSU is an amazing program, and you're able to
sure.
do that.
Sports.
Yeah, and that's what it's about. What I did when I worked for that Time to Sign Sports, that was for the kid that wasn't on the radar, but he still wanted to play baseball. He loved the love of the game. He still wanted to go, and he wanted, and the education was just as important, more important for the parents. But he still wanted to play baseball. So to fulfill both dreams, the parents' dream of their son going off to a good college, as the what was the alarm? That's alarm. Courtney's got to sing. Her alarm just went off to sing for us. It's the whole area of the way things go. I mean, that's what it is.
Well, track athletes.
Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah, same thing. That's getting bigger now than ever before.
Yeah.
And, there's so much pressure on young athletes, developing, even, 12, 13 years of age now.
Brother,
so much pressure. It's the parents put the pressure on them, but the coaches as well. But now there's some rules in place now.
Yeah, I think they finally had to do that.
Yeah, they had to do it.
Yeah, because
there was violence out there. On the field.
Gosh, it's crazy. I mean, it is. It's absolutely crazy. And you say the violence. I've seen. I've seen brawls at every different field.
Well, you see it on social media.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that's where, if it's a good one.
On the reels.
If it's a good one,
some of them put Bobby Knight and Woody Hayes to shame. It's wow, they were tame compared to what I'm seeing.
Well, when I decided to coach again, I was in South Florida in the Palm Beach area. And let me tell you something. The gambling that goes on at those games is insane. I mean, you're seeing stacks of money in people's hands. They're betting on the next tackle. I kid you not. The money, there's people walking out of there with $3,000 to $5,000 for a win. The game, the win, the score, hitting the trifecta, and there's somebody taking those bets.
Well,
it's crazy.
Tommy Thunder, I can only tell you.
Did I do it again?
That I'm hearing the rumbles. The rumbles. They're coming from the north there, from what I understand. But
Category 5.
It's
Watch out.
But that is a shame because there are people that'll bet on anything. Let's face it.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter. But the pressure, again, there's pressure. There's probably pressure put on those youth athletes because they know, hey, my dad's going to be betting on me or something to that degree. And it is a shame.
And I had to be a part of that. I was fortunate. Naperville is a massive city in Chicago, and it's just outside of Chicago.
Just outside?
Yeah, and 4 high schools, 4 competitively amazing sports programs from top to bottom. Candace Parker, Naperville Central. The list goes on of athletes that have come out of there. And we talk about getting them ready, that they have all these academies for speed drills and agility. And you got some father has this rose-colored glasses, as we call them, which was, a lot of parents wear them. And if,
I think of LaMelo Ball.
Oh, yeah.
And his dad.
The branding. He was a brander. That's what he was.
That's it.
Yeah.
And there you go. That's the essence of like what we're talking about, the pressure.
Yeah.
That the athletes feel.
But having to make
even when they get to the pros, same thing.
Having to tell a parent that, because we had an in-house program and a travel program. And if you were going to try out for the travel program, you had to know this, that it was not about competing. It was not about the fundamentals. It was about winning. And that's what you come to this team to play. You better be prepared to win. And you better prepare yourself for that. The work that goes in. I mean, it was a little over the top. I mean, I had a kid, Eric Small. I say his name proudly because Eric and I still communicate online. And I coached him. He was a large 12-year-old. And in order for him to stay on our team, which was one of the best teams, obviously we went to the national championship 5 years with that team. And he had to, because he,
I was going to say, that's no small feat.
No, there's no small. He's actually one of the world's strongest men now. He competes in the competition.
Look at that.
He went to Iowa on a full ride. But, I mean, this is what ended up happening. He had to stay. Pop Warner is all about weight. So you have to stay under a certain weight. We would actually take the metal eyelets out of his cleats, the metal clips off of his shoulder pads. This kid would be sucking on raisins while the rest of the kids are eating burgers and dogs at the pool, when we get together. And, my ex-wife's email address was Redskin Widow, because during football season, she was a widow because me and the kids, because they were the ball girls, that's where we were 5 days a week, 6 days a week. Monday was film night, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday was practice. Friday was pasta night, just another way to do a walkthrough. Crazy, because you have to. Pop Warner's all about you can only spend so much time.
Right.
Saturday was the game. Sunday we all got together as all the families got together and had barbecues. I mean, it was 7 days a week for the entire season. It was over the top. My kids and my family loved it, except obviously the football widow.
Well, another thing about this is the equipment. When it comes to bats now, you go to Academy Sports and the sections for youth sports now.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But pretty expensive,
I was
too.
about to say they're really expensive now.
Very
I remember
expensive.
getting my bat for $20.
Even 10 years ago.
What'd you say, your bat?
Right? Yeah.
Your bat for $20? Is that what you said? Yeah, and now they're $200.
Right.
Just to get the right bat with the right pop and the right angles. I mean, it's a round bat hitting a round object. I mean, it doesn't change.
When it comes to bats, and, a $200 bat would be something I would say is somewhat affordable, compared to going back 20 years ago when bats come out, they're going to be expensive and then the price comes down. But when I've looked at bats in the last couple of months, I'm looking at $300-$400 and I'm thinking, that's a bat. That's a bat that it doesn't last forever. It's going to get all nicked up, banged up, dirty,
scratched up,
trashed up.
Now you got these kids, but I watched them come off, take their bat, and stick it in a bag. Like I told you, there are heater bags that keep the bat warm. And when it comes to, I guess, a metal bat, a composite bat, that it's keep them warm is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, definitely makes a difference.
Yeah, that's scary. I have no idea. I had a donut, a big metal ring that we put on it. That was about it. That was about the fight.
Remember the donuts?
Oh, sure.
Now I don't even think they use donuts.
No, they have that thing. They still have that weight sleeve, but it's Velcro.
Sleeve.
You see them put it on, it's Velcro.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's been improvements.
Sure, they still have the rosin bag, though.
You got to have the rosin bag.
But the fact that it's still there is a good thing. I mean, you got to go for the rosin. I had a rosin bag I always had in my back pocket.
And you went to it often.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
There's certain conditions.
The grip. And, going back to that, we were talking about the Florida athlete, the warm weather down here.
Right.
If you look at the statistics, the pitchers, guys that are some of the top pitchers in the country, come from the north, and why is that? Because they can only throw 6-7 months, not even 4 months out of the year. That's all they can throw. The kids down here are throwing 365. They're pitching. They're playing in the spring league, the fall league, and then whatever else, travel. They're throwing so many more pitches than a kid that's up north whose arm is a lot fresher. The ACL, I mean, not the ACL, but the Tommy John surgery has become so now 16-year-old. The most popular age for the Tommy John surgery is 16.
So if you're a pitcher coming from a northern state, you're going to burn your arm out less than some.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and that's proven. If you look at the statistics, and that was the reason they tried to say that you should shut your kid down. If he's a pitcher, you should shut him down to pitching because of that wear and tear on the elbow, and that's why like I said, the common age for Tommy John surgery is 16 years old.
That's crazy,
and that's because of the the southern states where they throw 8 to 12 months a year. I mean, there's difference in throwing, at a in a warehouse at some what do they call them now? they used to be batting cages.
Yeah.
But now they're these ultimate facilities.
It is incredible.
Complexes.
Yeah, complex. That's the
indoor
best way
complex.
to put it.
And they have all and they have all these, ex MLB players that are doing a lot of these programs for these kids. And, the participation trophy, come on. Let's talk about that.
Oh, participation trophy. That's a whole different situation.
Yeah.
We even touched upon that with the pro athletes, a lot of times like Super Bowl losers and, the loser
that's
of
money.
a championship.
Yeah,
but that is money. But
they're not going to wear that ring.
Yeah, the participation trophy, I could see it in a way for the little kids. But I think as you get older, you really don't want that for the most part. Did you ever get?
Not a participation trophy, but we got a huge trophy that was put in a case in the school.
Oh, okay. So you guys.
Oh, the championship trophy goes to the school.
Of all of us. And...
Right.
Oh, nice.
Well, the school gets.
So you were a winner. You're a winner now because you're on the show.
Oh yeah.
The show is for winners.
Well, that's Courtney.
Yeah,
that's Courtney Hustle.
I knew we had to get.
Who has been known to take a dive or two at first base there. Nothing got back. If the Red Sox had Courtney Hustle at first base
Bill
against
Buckner.
the Mets in '86 instead of Bill Buckner, it may have been a different story.
Mookie Wilson, mirrors, magic
Wilson.
wands. All I know is we won the ball game.
That's right, but that was way before Courtney Hustle. Hey, we certainly always like to get a like, a follow, and share, and also subscribe. Chain Gang Sports Show. Good to have Tommy Thunder is now the new nickname. Tommy Thunder, and of course Courtney Hustle. Youth sports, the topic today, and all the pro athletes. A lot of them began early, and by the time they make it to their respective sport in a pro league, they're already a 10, 15-year veteran.
Yeah.
So a lot of them have short careers because they've burned themselves out, or they lose interest. I've seen in the NFL, without mentioning specific names, there's a lot of guys retiring early now in their 20s. And
Andrew Luck. Remember Andrew Luck?
Andrew Luck.
Top of his game.
That's right.
He just didn't like the coming back from the injury, nor did he want to be, mentally challenged at the end of his career because these guys have battled the depression from that. CTE is real.
CTE
is real. Antonio Brown is the exact. He should be the poster child for what CTE is. If you remember when Vontaze Perfect hit him on the back, remember that where they were holding him up. Perfect came in with his helmet and helmet to helmet. He was never the same. I mean, taking his clothes off at a public pool, taking his jersey and his shoulder pads off at the Jet game.
Perfect wasn't perfect, but I tell you what, he dealt out some serious hits
and got some serious fines for a lot of
serious fines. He was shades of Jack Tatum.
That's exactly who I was thinking of, Darryl Stingley and
that was
and Tatum was
1977, I think that was a preseason game out at old Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. The Raiders and the Patriots.
Yeah, the little Chris Berman Raiders.
Oh yeah.
CTE is real, and that's why you'll see what's the biggest thing now in youth sports: flag football.
Flag football.
The less contact, the better. The less your son has to take those shots with the helmet.
I'm all for it, because let's face it, there's a lot of injuries, knee injuries. Take out a lot of people, and it can be crippling. And you know what? A lot of these players have more fun in flag football, I feel, than in the tackle game.
Yeah,
it's a little less demanding.
Yeah.
One thing I also have to mention when it comes to CTE, soccer and the header.
Yeah. Think about it. That ball's coming, 60 miles an hour, coming from 60 yards away. I don't know we can ask old MIT behind the booth there, but he'll tell you that the force of the distance versus the
force equals mass times acceleration. Thank you very much.
Oh my goodness! Hey, and I told you
that was right on the tip of my tongue. I'm glad he just beat me to it.
But and hitting the ball with your head is going to be jarring.
Right, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, it's something that we have often. But what are you going to do? The ball's coming, and
No headers.
yeah, no,
The hands
header.
ball, now you got a header ball. You can't touch it with your hands or your head. That's strictly a foot game now. I don't know.
But youth sports has come a long way. The equipment, the promotion of it now.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a lot less pressure on athletes there.
Yeah.
But we'll continue discussion further on down.
Yeah.
Great to have you, Tommy Thunder and Courtney Hustle, all in the same studio.
Johnny Monte Carlo.
Oh, Johnny Monte Carlo with you.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, great to have you.
All right. Have a good one.
You as well.